Am I speaking to Sam Seder?
Yes, you are. But I don't know what
Awesome.
device you're using to talk.
Oh dear. Hang on. Let me change to. How's this?
Oh, that's much better. Okay.
Okay. Sorry, it was an earbud.
Yeah.
They can be hicky sometimes. Anyway, this is a bit of a callback, my point being, but it's something that's been niggling me since it happened. It's the Roe v. Wade decision and the narrative that the mainstream media wished to cast about it.
Okay.
That it was basically Roe v. Wade was on shaky ground, that it never stood a chance. It was always cast on shaky ground, and it was always going to be overturned. And they tripped out all these legal experts and everything that pointed out how Roe v. Wade never stood a chance and everything. And yet it stood for 50 years and survived the test and went through various iterations of the court. And yet we didn't point at the narrative that it's the court, stupid. Like, it's the 6-3 court that changed, and that's why Roe v. Wade got overturned. And I think we, on the left, we lost that as a counter narrative.
Well,
go ahead.
I mean, I don't know how long you've been listening to this program, but it has literally been the theme of the show for a decade, that the court is a political instrument. And I would say, just specifically, there's been, look, there's been a lot of sort of legalistic academic conversations about the finding the right to an abortion in the 14th Amendment as sort of built upon privacy and like substantive due process. And that whole conversation. RBG talked about it. Obama talked about it when he was running for president a little bit. They hinted at their snuggly issues with it. The bottom line is the Supreme Court showed that they can address whatever they want almost whenever they want.
Exactly.
The question in front of them in the Dobbs case was not the validity of Roe v. Wade. The question was, can we change the viability standard based upon new information from 24 weeks to 15 weeks? And I personally think that that's bunk, but that was the question that was in front of them. They did not have to in any way overturn wholesale Roe v. Wade.
No.
Although, technically they would have had they changed it down to 15 weeks, but they could have essentially established a new Roe v. Wade, and it would be Dobbs in the same way that Casey sort of established a new Roe v. Wade. And they could have done that. Right. That's what John Roberts wanted to do. But if they can do that, if they can ignore the actual case in front of them and address the right to an abortion being within the Constitution, the right to have bodily autonomy within the Constitution, they could have also found another justification that was on more, in their estimation, legal, a stronger legal footing. Right? They could have said, you know what? This is part of the unenumerated rights that the Constitution explicitly says the people still have, which is bodily autonomy. You have a right to bodily autonomy. It's an unenumerated right under the Ninth Amendment, and therefore there's a right to an abortion. And in future, people can look to the Ninth Amendment. They could have done that as well, and they didn't. So all that other stuff.
Society decided different.
All the other stuff is a way of hiding the ball that the Supreme Court is essentially a political institution. And the left forgot about this because, frankly, the Warren Court, from like essentially from like in some respects, from just like from FDR on, things went the way that the liberal left wanted, and that's changing. And so I think you're going to see people pay more attention to it. But appreciate the call.
And before I go, Fetterman Love, 570, Northeastern Pennsylvania. Love it. Fetterman all the way.
Beautiful.
Good job, Sam. Love you.
All right, bye-bye. Oh, somebody should go to one of those Regners and find out what the real costs are. If somebody hasn't done that already, that is a missed opportunity.
Yeah, no, I bet there has to be some copycats already.
Folks, that ends the phone call portion of the program, and now we'll do. God, this show just fucking like mission creep.